Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Grayson and this is Yogalete, where I bring you movement and mindset. And today for a little bit of mindset talk, I just wanted to talk about yoga in a sense of like you don't have to have your yoga mat with you in order to do yoga. Yoga is more of just living intentionally, and it's sort of a way of living your life. And so I'm reading through this book called The Art of or A Year of Living Your Yoga by Judith Hanson Lassiter. And for today's entry, it says, "My practice is not limited by location, but by intention." And like she's saying in the book, you don't need a mat to practice yoga. So today we'll just repeat this intention. I'm giving myself permission to do this practice today. And I like to use what's called a drishti, or just like a little rock or something that you can look at, something physical to help you focus in on your intention. So if you would like to use that as your intention today, feel free. And we're going to meet in a seated position. You might want some blocks for today as we're focusing in on the core and a little bit of balance. So we'll meet in a seated position. So once you get settled here, seated nice and tall, we're going to do a bit of breathing. And this is going to be sort of a balancing breath, and we're going to alternate nostrils as we breathe. So I'm going to take my thumb to my right nostril, and then I'll take my pinky to my left nostril as I switch. So we're going to start here just taking a few breaths in and out. You can close your eyes if you like. And then from here, we're going to close off the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right nostril. Close right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. And just keep moving like this a few more breaths at your own pace. And once you're finished, you can allow your right hand to come back down, sitting up nice and tall, just taking a few breaths here, getting a slight tuck of your chin as you lift up through the crown of your head, shoulders relaxing back and down. Good. On your next inhale, see if you can start to blink your eyes open, and then we're going to start to make our way off that block, coming onto a seated position. You can bring your feet out in front of you and your hands behind you. You're just going to start to move the hips side to side. So just rolling through the hip joint. Just start to notice that big ball and socket joint and that hip moving in that socket. Good, and then from here we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So we're going to take our right foot inside of our left thigh. We're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to shoot kind of forward in between our legs here. So sitting up nice and tall, you can take your fingertips behind you and press yourself forward first, flexing your left toes back. Maybe you take your fingertips forward as well. Breathing here into your low back. On your next inhale, walking your hands up. You're going to bring your left foot in a little bit and then cross your right ankle over the left leg. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach your left arm overhead. On your exhale, kind of hug onto your right leg as you start to twist over your right shoulder. Press down into your sit bones. Inhale as you lift through the crown of your head. And exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. Next inhale rolls you back through center. Go ahead and straighten out the right leg. Bring the left foot inside of the right thigh. Sit up nice and tall here. Take an inhale. Flex the right toes back. On your exhale, walk your fingertips forward as you start to fold forward. Breathe into your low back here. Maybe reach the fingertips forward. Maybe gaze at your drishti as something to kind of shoot towards. chest moving forward and down, big inhale. On your exhale, walk your hands back up. Walk your right foot in, cross your left foot over the right thigh. Sit up nice and tall, big inhale as you reach your right arm up. And on your exhale, twisting over the left shoulder, maybe looking back behind you. You can hold your low back here if you want. Breathing here, inhale. Exhale, see if you can twist a little more. And on your exhale here, rolling back through center. And you're going to move your feet to one side. We're coming to a tabletop position, hands and knees. From here, we're going to move through just a few cat and cow. So starting to squeeze the shoulder blades together as you lift your tailbone, lift your head, and exhale, rounding through the back as you come into a cat spine. Inhaling, coming through a cat, and exhale, cow. Inhale, exhale. From your tabletop, we're going to start to squeeze the shoulder blades together, shoot your chest through as you lift your tailbone, lift your head, and exhale, round into a cat spine as you puff up your upper back. Core comes in. Inhale, coming through. Exhale, rounding. Press the floor away. Last one, inhale. And exhale, round and curl. Coming back to center, we're going to do a little bit of work through our hips. So getting nice and stable here through the hips, kind of tucking under, drawing the low belly in and up a little bit. Press into the hands. You're going to take the right heel straight back towards the back of your mat. And then from here, you're going to start to open through those hips. So you're going to start to kick your left foot to the left, opening up through the hips. Just thinking about it like a door opening. So you're stacking one hip on top of the other. Maybe reach your right arm up overhead. Just an option if you like. You can always bring the right hand down. Wherever you are, another inhale. On your exhale, slowly come back to center. Same thing on the other side. Left leg shoots straight back. Think about your core drawing in. And then you're going to kick your right foot to the right as you open that door, squeezing through your back body as you open your hips, stacking them one on top of the other. Maybe reach your left arm up overhead, squeeze in through your core here. Again, left fingers can always come down for support. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly come back to the center. Take a moment, bring your knees wide and your big toes towards touching. Reach your fingertips forward as you sit your hips back towards child's pose. From your child's pose, option to come back where we were in that tabletop position, doing that same thing where we would kick the leg back and open up into that hover. Or maybe you join me in a down dog position, lifting hips up and back, pressing the heels towards the floor, gazing forward a little bit. Now we're going to do that same thing here in the down dog. Going to inhale, lift the right leg up overhead, or if you're in the table, that's fine too. We're going to start to open that door here, kind of stacking the hips, keeping the legs nice and straight, pressing into the arms. And then see if you can hover that left knee as you try to keep those hips open. And then pressing back through the heel. If you're in the table, you're just lifting that knee off the floor. Good. Hovering the knee, coming back to the three-legged dog. See if you can go one more time. From that table, just lifting the knee a little bit off the ground. Good. Lifting that leg back up. We'll all meet back in a table. So bringing the right foot down, coming back to a tabletop position. Take an inhale. Good. Other side. Lifting through the down dog if you're with me there. And then down dog or table, lifting left leg high. Opening that door again. So squeezing through the glutes, pressing back through the heel, press through the fingertips. Now hovering the right knee from wherever you are, squeezing through the glutes and the core. Lifting back to the three-legged position. Coming back to the knee hover. And then back to the three-legged position. One more time, hovering that knee, and then back to the three-legged. From here, closing through the hips, left foot comes to the floor, We're going to walk it forward now into a table. So if you're into a ragdoll. So if you're in the table, stepping the feet forward, bending through the knees a lot, you can always take maybe one of your blocks here underneath your fingertips, bending your knees, and letting your spine kind of hang over your lower body. We're going to do a few rounds of half sun A. On your inhale, we'll halfway lift. Take your fingertips to your shins, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising to stand, arms reach overhead. See if you can interlace your fingers, all but your index, and reach up and back. Good. On your exhale, hands come through prayer as you fold forward. Halfway lift, press into the shins, glutes engage. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up high, maybe reach the fingertips up and back. And on your exhale, fold forward one more time through that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up high. This time you're going to bring your hands to a prayer position, sitting your hips back into a chair. On your inhale, see if you can reach your arms up and overhead. And on your exhale, half chair, bend at your waist as you bring your chest to your thighs. Arms reach back. Inhale, reach up, glutes engage. Exhale, reach it back, half chair. Inhale, reach up. Maybe gaze back behind you as you exhale. This time, inhale, reach up. Standing all the way up. Go ahead and bring your left knee up towards your chest. Coming into a little balancing tree position, take your left foot out to the side first, and then see if you can stamp it onto your calf muscle. Squeezing through the glutes here. Think about drawing in through the rib cage, in through the low belly, the pelvic floor. And we're going to come out, in and out of this position on the inhale, coming to a little standing straddle, opening in through the hips, and then exhale back to the tree pose. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale back to center. Go ahead and take your left foot back to the floor. Inhale into a chair position. And on your exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. This time bringing your right knee up with you. Coming into the tree, stamping that foot onto the calf muscle. Glutes engage. Lift up through the crown of your head. On the inhale, open up to the standing straddle. And exhale, come back to center tree pose. Inhale, standing straddle. And exhale, tree pose. Last one. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. Good. Back to center, into the chair pose. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to open through the chest a little bit here. You can start by taking your fist to your low back, pressing your elbows back behind you, opening up through your chest. Maybe you can interlace your fingers and make a fist. Maybe press the fist down towards the floor. Squeezing the shoulders in towards each other. Squeezing in through the rib cage. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, eagle arms, you're either grabbing opposite shoulders, left elbow can come on top, or maybe come into the full eagle arms if you have it. Either way, we're coming into a balancing chair. Going to bring the left foot up. See if you can cross the ankle over the right thigh, and then sit back into that balancing chair. Beautiful. Holding here, maybe gazing down at your drishti if you have it. Lifting the elbows up, take an inhale. On your exhale, we're stepping back into a lunge position, opening up through the arms, stepping the left foot back, opening into a goalpost with the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Big inhale. On your exhale, coming into warrior 3, hands come to the heart center, leaning forward, lifting up through the back leg. leaning forward, lifting up through the back leg. And then you can take your block underneath your right fingertips. See if you can do that half moon position, stacking the hips, opening that door. Press the fingertips down into the block. Maybe you can lower the block down, maybe even reach fingertips towards the floor. Keep pressing back through the heels, squeezing in through the core, big inhale. On your exhale, bend through the right knees. You take the left toes back to the back of the mat. Take your left fingertips down, maybe to a block, and then open up to your right side. Reach the right fingertips up high. Big inhale. On your exhale, take your fingertips back down to center. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Same thing, other side. Inhale, rise to stand. On your exhale, opening up through the chest. Maybe getting that fist that first time, reaching the fist down towards the floor, opening up here. Okay, this time, right elbow comes on top as we move into those eagle arms or shoulder grabs here. Coming into the balance, we're going to bring the right foot up towards the chest, squeeze the inner thighs in. Take the right ankle over the left thigh. See if you can sit the hips back towards the heels. Little balancing chair with weird arms. Squeeze in through the core. Big inhale. On your exhale, standing up. You're going to take it all the way back to the lunge. Right toes step back to the back of the mat. Planting them down, you're going to open into a goal post. See if you can lean back a little bit. Big breath in. On your exhale, hands come to heart as you lean forward into the left foot. Press into the left foot as you lift up through the right heel. Balancing here. Big breath in. And then coming to half moon, you can take your fingertips to that block as you open, stacking your hips one on top of the other. Maybe reach up through the right hand. Holding here in the balance, not being attached to the final pose. If you fall out, that's okay. But slowly stepping back to the lunge, taking the right fingertips down to the floor or that block. Can open up to the left side. Coming back to center, this time we're going to step back to the tabletop. Can move the block out of the way now. Taking a moment for a few cat and cow. Opening up through the spine again. And then coming back to center, we're going to come into a seated position. We're going to come into a bridge. So sitting all the way down on the floor. If you want to take your drishti next to you so that you can see it, you can do that. But laying all the way down on the ground, I'm going to go ahead and start to lift those hips up. So bringing the feet about hip distance apart. Going to lift up through the back body. You can press into the elbows here like I am, but make sure that you're drawing in through the rib cage, the pelvic floor. Just going to hold here several rounds of breath. Couple more breaths. And then slowly bringing the hips back down. You can bring your elbows underneath your shoulders now, kind of like you were sitting on the beach. And we're going to do a little bit of stitching that core back together. So we're going to do a little ab bike. So bringing the knees in. See if you can hold your right knee in as you straighten through your left leg. And then switching sides. Squeezing in through the core, the hip flexors. Pressing up through the elbows. Just taking a slow, intentional movement, but keep the breath going. Slow, deep breaths. Take a couple more rounds. Beautiful. Coming back to center, we're going to come into a reclined butterfly. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch. Bring your arms down by your sides, laying back on your mat. We're just going to stay here and breathe for a little bit as we come into a Shavasana. So I want you to think about just a swirling cup of water and what happens when you start to spin that water around and around with a spoon or whatever it is. Sort of that ab bite movement we were just doing probably spun a lot of things up in your body and made your mind start to go. So now thinking about that cup of water and how it can swirl back down into stillness, that's where we're headed. Allowing your hips to settle down and your feet to settle down. Letting your legs feel heavy and your arms feel heavy. Let your spine lay heavy here. The back of your head supported by the ground as you relax your face, relax through all of your muscles. Focusing in on your breathing, slow and intentional. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like to. Whenever you're ready to come out, feel free to just come out as you please. Be sure to come out gently. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.